Hi, my name's Troy. Welcome to my story. So many of you will probably have the burning question about why am I an Australian in Portugal? Hell, the Portuguese do. They always ask me that. So, put it simply, wanted to be with my wife. We met 5 years ago and spent time trying to figure out how to be together. It's not easy living in two different countries, and none of us lived in Portugal. My wife lived in New York, I lived in Australia. So if any of you are familiar with the Portuguese, Australian and US immigration, you would understand how hard it would be, especially for people my age. So trains going past. Especially for people my age, there are limits. You know, I'm over 40. The US Immigration Service does not like that. Put it simply, unless you're married, it'll take time. I've known of people that it's taken 18 months just to get a visa approved. So we really weren't keen on just waiting. It just takes too long. And Australia is on a similar boat. But Australia also charges an arm and a leg. The last time I did research on immigration to Australia, spit it out. Immigration to Australia, it was about $8,000 for the visa that we were looking at. I mean, and being that my wife, we weren't married, and she didn't particularly have the funds to support herself. She would have been reliant on me. It would have made it very hard to get approved. That's my thoughts anyway. I could be wrong. It could be very easy, but we decided not to explore this route either. So we went to the third option. Now my wife is Portuguese. She moved to the US when she was 10. So she'd always had a want to move back to Portugal, it had always felt like home. Anyone who's travelled or moved interstate in Australia or any other countries, you've moved away from home, you get that sometimes you just have that overwhelming sense of you want to move back to your home, okay, your home country, hometown, whatever. So that's what we did. Yeah, and I guess the big reason why I moved and not persisted with the Australian option was because, well, what's life without a bit of adventure, hey? I'm in my mid-40s now, as you can tell, grey hair. You get to the point in life where you start wondering, well, how much more tomorrow do I have to gamble with? We could have sat there and said, we'll go through the visa processes for either country, or we'll spend 5 more years saving and searching for properties we can buy, maybe even a 4th or 5th country to look at. So there are all these things that could have happened, but at the end of the day, though, you don't know what the future holds. We could have just waited, could have kept playing, and yet we could have got injured or worse. Injured, sick, without being, I don't think I need to say it. Obviously, there's a worse option. What is Portugal like? Many people say. Do I enjoy it? in short, well, yeah, of course. I think, has it been a fruitful move? Yeah, it's been an adventure to this point. We're still working out the settling in phase. Now, if anyone who's watching this has moved international before, it takes several years to really settle into the routine of life in your new setting. I mean, in your old country, in my home in Australia, you had your family network, you had your friends, you had everything that was established over a long period of time. You can't just go to a new country and expect to have that set up within a year, 2 years. So we're still establishing ourselves, enabled, still building our friends network, still finding things to do in our spare time, thinking of hobbies that we can do. So at the moment we still have quite a bit of spare time. So I've really tried to undertake a few challenges this year. One's a fitness challenge. If one of you knows Portugal food, it is very rich in carbs. The rice and potatoes make the backbone of the diet, with a lot of meat. Now, when I arrived, let's just say I enjoyed a lot of the food and put on a lot of weight. So yeah, I'm doing a fitness challenge now as part of a New Year's resolution. Especially now I feel a bit more settled, I'm able to find and manage my time better as well. So another thing too is maybe sit down and actually write my book. And I've already written most of it, or written most of the draft anyway. So I need to re-edit it and rewrite it. Anyway, that takes time. So we are here and we're trying to figure things out. What do I miss about Australia, and would it make me want to go back? Okay, well, obviously I miss my friends. But there are ways around it. Obviously with modern day communication, being what it is, we can Facebook, we can video chat all the time. The time difference doesn't make it that hard, really. For example, when it's 10 o'clock at night here, it's 8:30 in the morning back in Adelaide, Australia, my hometown. And if you can't tell by that, to Crow's AFL label, then you can work around it. Also have gaming, funnily enough. I like to play Formula One with one of my best friends. He's in Australia, from my hometown, and we race Formula One probably on average about once a week, give or take. Sometimes we go a few weeks because he's got work and family commitments like anyone else. So it's not something we do every day. Sometimes I'd like to, but other times it's like, no, we've got to go do real life things. Fun fact, anyone watching me play with my hair, I haven't had a haircut since I left Australia the first time. So my last haircut was at the end of January 2023, I believe. Life is one big adventure, and that's why we moved to Portugal. Now, word of warning is definitely do your research before you come. Why? Obviously you need to learn new cultures, and people have different ways of doing things. Just like when people move to Australia or the United States or United Kingdom, you expect those people who move there from other countries to at least respect what's already there and abide by the current cultures. It doesn't always happen. Politics, never mind. So you kind of expect that. How much research did I do? Well, in short, aside from some brief property research, no, I did nothing. I did casually learn Portuguese via an app, and I mean casually, like, and the extent of my knowledge before moving to Portugal was somewhere between nothing, Ronaldo, and that it's located next to Spain on the Mediterranean. That's about the extent of my knowledge. So I had a lot to learn when I got here. One of the big frustrating differences I found was dealing with bureaucracy. And we would sit here at night trying to do research about things we needed to do to, one, get married, get my immigration papers sorted, because otherwise I would have been back in Australia pretty quick smart within 3 months, to a visa, which is what I entered the country on. So we tried to do a lot of research when we got here. One big problem though, they don't give you all the information you need. So you go to the websites, and you type in your questions, and they'll give you bit parts of what you need. And a lot of it is either outdated, or it leaves out information. So we would often turn up with what the websites needed, the paperwork, everything like that. But then they would only send us away within 2 minutes saying we didn't have this paperwork, we didn't have that. And so we had to do 2 mercy dashes to Lisbon to get to the Australian Embassy to get things signed, because not only did things have to be authentic Australian documents produced by Australian authorities within a certain time frame, but they also had to be notarized into Portuguese within that same time frame. So we had to do 2 mercy dashes. I had to get my dad to send me documents via express post, and then I had to get them notarized as well. So it was a lot of stress. And obviously couldn't work during that time, so I had to figure all that out, and it was a very stressful time. Eventually we got there, and we got married in August 2023. So it's April 2023. My apologies, I hope she didn't hear that. She'll probably watch this back and then I'll get in trouble later. Alright, so that was, it's been a lot of fun and a big learning curve. So my advice to anyone looking to immigrate to another country is take every piece of paper you can literally have about your life that covers your identity with you, and have fresh copies of that made within a specific date range, and have it authenticated by embassies of your country before seeking immigration, because that will make it so much better for you. So in short, that's a brief look into our story. Now, looking forward, what is this channel going to entail? This channel is purely going to be things about what I find interesting in Portugal. I will engage with viewers and endeavour to answer questions if you have some. I live in northern Portugal, Yeah, so I live in northern Portugal. If you are, it's a very underrated place to visit, by the way. Everyone goes to Lisbon and might venture up to Porto. But there is a lot to see up towards the Spanish border. Lots of good cities. It's a very festival driven district, so nearly any weekend, any given weekend, there is at least a festival going on in a local town somewhere in the local district. It is very common. It also is a very religious area. If religion is not your thing, don't stress. Not all the festivals are religious based, or even if they are, they don't drill religion at you. The festivals will have market stalls, food, drink, and you don't. It's not like if they expect you to go to church first, and it's hidden inside a big church hall, and they're preaching at you. No, that's not how it works. It's kind of a lot of fun, very engaging, lots of music, traditional music, things like that. So it is well worth seeing as far as from a cultural perspective. So I will put up lots of videos. You'll see on my channel lots of shorts. If you have any questions or information or want to know more about our experience to Portugal, definitely send some questions my way. I will answer them all. And I even look to have live Q&As down the track. I was going to potentially do this Q&A live stream, but I didn't think anyone would probably turn up with only 100 odd subscribers. So yeah, so I thought I'd play it safe and I'll do it next time. I do recommend coming to Portugal on holiday, and I do recommend living here. The lifestyle's great. I will have more videos in future discussing different things. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. As I said, send us questions my way. Until then, have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you later.